loss for DIY. It's been a little while since my last video. With the holidays, I was pretty busy. I did take a day to go on and install some lowering springs onto my car. I did the E-Sport line on the SR Plus that drops the car 3/4 of an inch. Not really quite that happy with the results though. It's kind of gave me a reverse stance. So as you can see here, the back of the car sits just a little bit lower than the front of the car, even though it was an even drop. I believe that's because the SR Plus, the front end does sit higher on these cars, but it's kind of exaggerated now with the spring install. Just going to measure here on this bar that's on my tires. I did this a little earlier today. 2.5 inches here is the gap. So for the front, measurement is 3 and just a little over 1/4 inch, almost 3.5 inches. So just under an inch difference between the back and the front of the car. That's not going to be acceptable to me. I am going to have to get rid of some more of this fender gap. So to correct this, I'm going to need to install a spring on the front that'll drop the front at least 1.5 inches. I know Teen makes a spring that's 1.6 inches, and Airbag, I believe, is 1.4. So I'm going to be sourcing either one of those springs, but it's really getting kind of costly. It's $360 for these springs. It's going to be another $300 at least for the neck. So almost going to be like $600 into this, lowering this car. And maybe I should just saved up and got some coilovers. But anyway, I'm already down this path, and so I'm going to continue with that. I will try and do an install video though when I do the front springs. Okay, so now what we're here for today is in this box. Just received a yoke from Hansho. Ooh la la. It's got a little carbon fiber here on the side. Not sure if we're going to keep that since I don't have really anything else carbon fiber in there. I'm actually thinking about putting some Alcantara and cover that up. So I've watched several other YouTube videos on the installation of the yoke, and many of them say it didn't come with the wiring. This one does. They also talked about it not having the retention springs that lock the wheel in place, and this one does as well. I still am going to end up taking this apart though, and I'll show you why here in a minute. I've got a 2020 Model 3, and it did come with a steering wheel with the black rubber scroll wheels. Now I'll show you what I have on my car. This will actually be the third steering wheel that my 2020 Model 3 will be getting. The first steering wheel actually bubbled up a little bit, leather on the top, and so Tesla's service came out, and the mobile service came out and replaced the steering wheel. And what's nice is they gave me the new design steering wheel with the metal scroll wheels, and I really like the feel of those. So I'll be swapping this bezel out onto the yoke wheel when I do the removal. So to do the removal, first I'm going to pop the frunk. I'm going to lower my front window. Then we're going to the power settings mode. Go here, safety, and we're going to power off the vehicle. Next step for safety is I'm going to disconnect the negative terminal from the 12-volt battery. Pop the piece off here. And right here is our negative terminal. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to remove the airbag. There's 2 holes on the bottom of your steering wheel. And then you just push against this, and then it will release the steering wheel, or the airbag, just like that. There it goes. Now we'll unhook it. And now we'll disconnect the electrical connections right here. There's 2 tabs. There we go. There is a second electrical connector here. So now the electrical connections are disconnected. Next is the main bolt that holds it on. It is a 10mm, which I've set up. Now, just simply pull the wheel out. So as Hand Show sends you the wheel, it's perfectly ready to install right now. You can put that wheel on, put the purple connector in, hook your airbag connector up, push that in, and you're done, right? Very easy installation. Quality looks great on this thing. However, like I said, I want to retain my scroll wheels, so I'm going to be swapping over this bezel onto the yoke. It is held on by some Torx 20 bits. I'm going to remove those from the original wheel. There are 4 screws, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. Screws are out, now it's time to remove. So it's just held in by clips now. There's the whole assembly out. Now we'll install this into the yoke. Alright, now to install the bolts. Alright, so now as you can see, I've got the 2021 bezel with the scroll wheels installed onto the yoke wheel. Everything fit perfectly. This is a Tesla steering wheel. You can see here, the ones that Hand Show modifies. But it's got perfect stitching and looks just absolutely awesome. So now let's put it on the car. Put the yoke in place. Wiggle, put the bolt in. All right. Make our wiring connection here. We'll make our electrical connection. Yeah, horn works. Alright, and finally the airbag. So the wheel definitely sits a little lower now. As far as hitting my legs, I'm going to adjust the steering wheel. there's my leg, so I go just one more for good measure. And next we'll take it out for a test drive. It's ready to go. Alright, so now it's time for first drive. This feels so comfortable with my hands here on the side. Got a little roundabout here in the cul-de-sac. Yeah, so turning is going to take getting some used to. A little bit more effort there just to hold the wheel. Let's see, what do you think about the Yoke?
I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty much what this is. It's a tension piece, but you do have less obstruction in front of you. I like the Model 3 had a lot to begin with anyway, but it does give your eye just a completely different look. There's another cul-de-sac roundabout.
I think the turning is a little bit sharper. Like, it could turn faster.
Mm-hmm. It looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah. And it feels like it.
And I know when I'm on the highway and I'm in autopilot, I usually put my hands down here, but they're like this, and this is going to be a whole lot more comfortable in autopilot mode, just to rest my hands down here as we're driving. So this will be like my highway position or straight road position, and then this will be my curves. And then obviously you've got that new technique when you're doing a hard turn to grab the bottom corner and push your way along.
I noticed that, like, it has grooves for your thumbs.
Right here?
Like up there?
Yep. This is just where yeah, you could put your thumb up here like this. What are we talking about? Or you're talking about these grooves. That's just the leather kind of stretched.
Yeah, but it's so useful.
Mm-hmm. It is. But yeah, I think I'm going to keep this Yoke on here. I was a little curious whether it was going to stay on or just be a 1 or 2 day thing and move it along, but I'm going to keep it on here for a while. Okay, one last cul-de-sac and I'm going to head home. Grab the corner there. Oh, this one's a full turn. Grab it again. That's full clock. Now I let it back and I just kind of spun my hand there. Not bad at all. Alright, so I give it 2 thumbs up, which isn't hard to do because they're already up, for this Model 3 hand show Yoke. I haven't seen any other video that showed how to do the bezel swap over. 4 bolts, a little cumbersome to get it out, but really not bad. Steering wheel install is very easy. Thanks again for joining me on another Hit Up Olaf's for DIY video. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more content. Have a great day.